Jeremy, it's going to look like I'm drinking my coffee, and what no one sees from the videos that you literally just took a sip of your coffee, and it reminded me that I needed some. But it's like, hi, Jeremy, how are you? I'm going to hold off for a second. Hold on a second. There we go.
I'm doing well.
Good. All right. I've got a few hypothetical scenarios that I want to put you in to get your answers and experience in. But before that, tell folks a little bit about who you are, and I'm going to have some coffee.
Oh, sure. Yeah. My name's Jeremy Kanne. I'm a fractional CMO at Smart Yeti. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to load my intro that we wrote.
It's okay. You can just say who you are.
Sure.
Don't worry about it.
So I'm a fractional CMO. My background is in engineering. I am an improv, and I'm here to help small businesses, particularly in B2B professional services, do marketing better, set up better marketing systems for long term, and teach them how to iterate on their marketing so that they don't feel like they're restarting on marketing every time. They're building a system that works for the future.
Gotcha. Right on. Okay, so here's my first hypothetical for you. All right, or actually, you can just talk about from experience. So you start a new engagement, new client, new everything. You've been talking to them a little bit ahead of time. Today's day one. You walk in, and what's sort of the best situation you might expect to walk into? And what's the worst situation you might walk into as a fractional CMO?
Yeah, that's a great question. I had a really good experience with a prospect recently. They're in they're a SaaS company helping people that regulate bodies of water map the depth of the water, plant life and fish life in it. And I thought for sure this is a startup that is just sort of doing everything haphazard to begin with, but they already had their target markets really outlined. They understood their customer base. They understood why their customers wanted to buy and what they did differently and unique compared to the rest of the market. So they already had target market segments, value propositions roughly, and competitive analysis done roughly. That is a great thing to walk into as a dream. Yeah, I was like, scenario, great, cool. Yeah. You guys are already doing good stuff. You're going to be just fine. I'm going to help you get there to your goals faster if you want to work together, or bigger. The nightmare scenario is essentially someone that is antagonistic to marketing. Typically, this is a client that feels like they've done, quote unquote, done marketing. What they've typically done is a bunch of different tactics without any sort of strategy or foundation underneath it. They haven't done any of that target market analysis. They haven't done competitive analysis. They don't know that, different people around the organization are doing different value propositions. It's haphazard. And they feel like marketing doesn't work. So I feel like for that scenario, why it's a nightmare is I'm digging myself out of a hole in terms of trying to help them understand what the right way to do marketing is in order to get productive results.
Okay, so next scenario. It's day one. You've talked to the CEO before, but now it's the first official sit down. Okay, and the CEO looks at you and says, Jeremy, just, kind of the nature of our roles, you talk and work with a lot more CEOs than I'm ever going to talk or work with a lot of CMOs. So is there anything as a CEO that I need to stop doing so we can get maximum value, squeeze every last penny out of you? Or is there something I should start doing to make sure that you're successful here so we can get most of our money back?
Typically, my advice for CEOs that are looking for areas to improve without, on their own is if they're doing advertising and they're not getting qualified leads out of that advertising, regardless of the method and tactic, Google AdWords, LinkedIn, Facebook, if you're doing advertising dollars and your qualified leads are zero or very small and certainly not paying for that advertising dollars, stop immediately. There is something wrong on the strategy side. You need to be doing something else before you're doing advertising. So that's usually my stop advice. My start advice
Right.
is do customer research. If you're not yet talking to your customers, asking them what they love about your product or service, and or how to improve your product or service, and getting that feedback regularly, to me, it doesn't matter how. The how doesn't really matter. Do it, start it as soon as you can, and compile that information, and then use that information in your marketing and sales.
No, that's good. Okay. Let's switch our hypotheticals. You're on stage, you're the speaker. There's 250 people in the audience, okay? Every one of them became a fractional CMO yesterday. They're brand new. Finish this sentence for me. Finish this thought. You guys, you're starting out today. What you're going to be most surprised by being a fractional CMO out on your own is what?
You need to build your own internal processes. You can have a sales pitch, you can have your results, case studies, you can have all of these things that help you make a sale, but you need to focus on standardizing how you interact with a client. You need to build your own processes for how your engagements go. That to me is gold for you. The sooner you can do it, the better. For me, I didn't start thriving until I started working with a group called Octane Growth Systems. They are
Mm-hmm.
essentially like a set of a marketing operating system out of the box for fractional CMOs. I'm a licensed Octane Growth Architect, and that's just their word for a fractional
Mm-hmm.
CMO. But my background having come from engineering and being very self-taught in marketing, which I think aligns with a lot of people in the marketing area, I loved getting to leverage research from 200 plus companies that was used to build this framework, and the experience of
Right.
of a CMO in the founder and fractional CMO themselves, to then have all of these processes already built, all those pillars that I just or the pillars of marketing strategy that I operate from, all come from this Octane Growth Systems Marketing OS. And if you don't have processes, I would highly suggest checking out Octane.
All right. So you're talking to the same audience, and you're saying, guys, something else too. Many of your clients just don't understand what.
Yeah, they don't understand that, typically I'm getting asked about tactics. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes CEOs or other owners are missing the opportunity to think about marketing strategically. They're still stuck in that, let's do a thing, let's do a shiny object of some sort of tactical marketing action, SEO, video marketing, creating a video. Um, what they what the opportunity to understand is how figure out how all of these things fit together and move towards aligning to your goals. That's thinking about marketing strategically, which gets back to the foundational aspects of who are you trying to market to? Where are they? How do you reach them? And how much money do you need to spend? Not how little money can you spend on marketing, but how much money do you need to spend in order to get to your business goals that you have?
No, that makes sense. Okay. And your biggest single lesson to help fractional CMOs get new clients is what?
Pick a lane, pick your focus, pick what you and have that based off of something that you are passionate about. And then talk about that a lot. Talk about that on LinkedIn, talk about that in networking, and say, I love
Right.
working for these type of people because X, Y, and Z. And have it be a personal thing so that people can know that they're getting, your passion and your results.
All right. That's good. All right. So you're talking to a lot of clients. We're going to switch over now to like the client side. You're talking to a lot of clients, and as you know, everybody that you talk to thinks that they understand marketing. Okay. So, and that means different tools, different concepts, different ideas sort of, percolate up and become popular for a while. So as you're talking to clients, prospects especially, like, and they talk about marketing, what do you think they're overrating and what do you think they underrate? Like what does not get enough appreciation in the marketing world when you're talking to clients? Like, guys, you really should be looking at this, and guys, everyone's talking about that, but it's really not like that good.
Yeah, overrated for so in the context that I work with, which are small companies that have
Mm-hmm.
a strapped marketing budget, I think
Right.
overrated is video production. Um, I love, for full context, I love video. It's rich media. It's great, but it can't
Yeah.
start a marketing strategy. It can't be the whole marketing strategy. Whereas a lot of people feel like it is, like it's a silver bullet. If I do video, or people sell video in this way, like you can use video to supercharge your marketing. And I agree with that, but you already have to have the race started. You have to be going. You have to have something to
Right.
supercharge to be able to supercharge it. So I caution people in assessing video for that reason. And I have a long background in video, so it's not like I'm trying to throw shade on it. I love it. Um,
Right.
Underrated gets back to something I already talked about, which is just talking to your customers. Um, this is a part of marketing. This is a part of sales. You can use it, you can think about it however you want, but to me, it's really important and important to include in marketing of how are you getting feedback from your customers? How are you using that feedback to adjust your product design and your marketing messaging? This is the most valuable information that you can get for someone that doesn't have a ton of money to spend. Go talk to the people that are
Right.
already free. They're the people that know you the best, and they can give you direct feedback that you can use to for whatever reason, but most valuable to be able to reach other people like them.
So, okay, so I have a big question then, and I apologize in advance if this is too big a question. But so, what is marketing?
Marketing to me is knowing who you want to convert into a customer and figuring out how to reach them within the budget that you have. That's marketing.
That's pretty. There you go. Okay, so you're looking at you're talking to prospects. You're looking to bring on clients in any given month or week, even you might be looking at. Okay, what are the red flags, or what are some of the green flags that say like not these guys, or yeah, this is going to be a great
Yeah,
fit?
red flags are when a client says, I want to, in a start of engagement, I want bottom of the funnel leads. Typically, they don't have a top of funnel. They don't have a middle of funnel, but they want
Right.
that bottom of funnel. And to me, I usually say, well, you should focus on sales. Go do more sales.
Yeah.
That's going to be a pretty laborious process to just go convert whoever you have in your network. But if you want to build the long view, then we need to focus on that funnel top to bottom.
So red flag, they want dessert
That's right.
first without the
That's right.
vegetables. And what's the green flag?
Green flag.
What's a green
A
flag?
green flag is I know who at least one of my target markets is. I know what it's they've gotten past I can serve anybody, and they say I know I can serve these people, and they really want to get more of these people at the very least. One of my clients went through a process, and they came out saying that they would really want to get personal injury attorneys. That's really specific.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge green flag.
Mm-hmm.
We can go after that, absolutely.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot different to say, I want to boil the ocean, or I want
Yeah,
to boil this
exactly.
cup of water.
Yeah, you'll achieve one. You want it.
You can literally get your hands around a cup of water.
That's right.
Okay. Okay. So, if I'm going to give you an opportunity now to sort of pretend there's another fractional CMO here, but as you're, if you were going to like throw out a question to an audience of fractional CMOs, or actually, let's do it this way. If you were going to throw out a question to the audience, because the single largest group of viewers for this podcast are heads of
Mm.
sales, like what would you want to say to heads of sales that are looking at fractional CMOs and potentially trying to get one into their company?
I
What should they try to avoid in a fractional CMO or be on the lookout for? What are their
Ooh,
red
that's a
flags?
fun question.
Because a lot of people will say they're a fractional CMO and they've never actually been in
Yeah,
charge of anything ever.
yeah. I would ask that. I would say, be cautious of anybody that promises the world, um, and ask them about how they work. How does their operating structure work, and why does it work?
Mm-hmm.
What's not just you want to get a roadmap, obviously, of what the engagement with a fractional CMO looks like, but try to get as specific as you can get information from that fractional CMO. And if things start breaking down or things don't start making sense, that's a great opportunity to say, let's pause.
And what do you think is more important? Lots of marketing experience or a lot less marketing experience, but a lot of knowledge
Oh,
about your industry?
a lot of knowledge about your industry for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So thanks very much for this, by the way. I threw some curveball questions at you. I don't normally ask people, but we've got some
Yeah,
time, so why
appreciate
not?
the questions.
So who should be contacting you these days, and how
So
should they do it?
anybody can go to smartyeti.co, find me on LinkedIn, connect on LinkedIn. My name's Jeremy Kanne, spelled right out there on the screen. For people that are in B2B businesses, particularly professional services, tech and SaaS, I'm also looking to get educated and involved in the renewables space. Um, these are
Right.
all opportunities to talk to me. I'll give anybody 30 minutes to talk about marketing. I love talking about it. I love giving away some advice. And let me know if you have questions.
All right. All right, Jeremy, thanks for being here. This has been fantastic. One of our first episodes recorded this year. It's been great. And thanks everyone for watching. You're probably watching a clip anyway, but thanks for watching. We'll see you soon with the next one. Bye.